Everybody, welcome to Shifty's Club. Just enough to get update, guys. I'm not dead. I'm really not. um, however, thought I'd let you guys know. Um, sometime in the next week or two, it might be 3. I have no idea. I'll be getting my case of breakthrough, and if I can, I'm gonna try to do a video where I show you guys what it looks like. Just have a case, because I know a lot of you don't want to watch my opening a case of noble victories that I did a long time ago. But anyway, guys, thought I'd at least show you guys that. Another thing, I am trying my best to learn how to do intro videos and crap like that, but that's why I did the contest about, what was it, a half a year back. I tried to do a contest and have a whole booster box as a winning prize, and for some odd reason, nobody entered. Well, let me rephrase that. 3 people entered, but they did exactly what I told them not to. They used either stick figures, Microsoft PowerPoint, and the other one, South Park animation. It just won't slide. But anyway, just figured I'd just do an update, let you guys know about I will be getting a case of breakthrough. I just have no idea when it's coming in. It's not supposed to come in until the Pikachu EX and the Hoop EX collector's boxes come in. So whenever those because I put the order in for the case and then 4 of each of the collector's boxes. So whenever those come out, that's when I'll be getting everything at the same time. I specifically asked for that because I'm not paying for shipping twice. Not gonna happen. I mean, I can wait a little bit. It's no problem. It's supposed to come out like middle of the year, so I'll probably get it a week or 2 after that. It'll probably be at the end of the week after Thanksgiving, which would suck, but oh well. The real city championships don't start until the end of December, so I'm good. But anyway, guys, that and we got some pretty good games on this weekend for those of you sports fans. Let's see what we got here. I've been doing my research. Let's see, we got Temple Southern Methodist. I have every penny in my sports book saying Temple's going to win that game straight up. That's pretty much a guarantee. Basically, what happens is Southern Methodist, their offense shows up on the field, but when it comes time for the game, the starting defense is in the locker room holding hands and singing "Kumbaya, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya." And then the scout team defense is out there on the field giving up 40, 50 points a game. Let's see, Rice, Texas El Paso, UTEP, but that's Texas El Paso. I know what that means. That I wouldn't touch that. Brigham Young, San Jose State. If it was, Brigham Young is they just, yeah. You can never tell about Brigham Young. Let's see. So I'd skip that. Saturday though, guys. Let's see what we got. Illinois, Purdue, skip it. Duke, North Carolina, skip it. This one, Florida Atlantic, Western Kentucky. Western Kentucky is nearly going to dominate that game completely. Let's see, Texas Tech, West Virginia. Oh my God. See, West Virginia is favored by 8 at their field against Texas Tech. That one, you could put Texas Tech to win straight up and actually have a decent chance to win that one, like I did when Cincinnati was playing Miami at Cincinnati. And I said, no, that Cincinnati's definitely going to win that game. And they won by 11 points. So won like $300 off 100, which is pretty cool. So Texas Tech straight up, plus 275 right now. That would definitely be one. You could also go over 80.5 points. That would be a very, very good, solid choice on that game. Kentucky and Georgia. Georgia's minus 16 to Kentucky. They were minus 13.5 earlier this week. I don't know why it's went that. Probably because people keep picking Georgia. I really, really doubt it's going to be 16 points, but you never know. Do I think they'll win? Yeah, I think they'll win. Is it a safe bet? Yeah, I can never tell about Georgia, especially in the SEC. SEC teams are so they're never consistent. The only one that consistently does anything is Vanderbilt, which consistently loses every game. Which is the next one, Vanderbilt, Florida. Florida's a minus 20.5. That minus 20 is not a safe pick, as you know, Florida may score a lot, they may not score a lot, but that straight up minus 1400 is a solid guarantee. Um, over under 36.5. This is what I'm trying to figure out. Where did they come up with a minus 20.5 spread but only have 36 points? That absolutely makes no sense. So they're saying that there's going to be a gap of 7 or 10 points in that entire game. What's going to happen is Vanderbilt going to score 10 and the other team score 26 and then be a 16, or you're going to have Vanderbilt scoring 7 and then have Florida score like 24. So what is it going to be? That's what I'm trying to figure out. It really doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, that'd be a very odd score if it was 36-37 points and they won by 20. That really wouldn't be that. That'd be kind of weird. 2 field goals would be the only way that could happen. And Vanderbilt's not going to score no field goals. They'll score a touchdown when they get down there on almost any team, but they can't get into the red zone. Charlotte, Florida International University. Minus 17. That's pretty solid for Florida International, but yeah, it's pretty solid. Well, we know the straight up's going to happen. Charlotte couldn't win they couldn't beat a high school. No, I'm kidding. They have terrible luck against AA schools. Let's see, Akron and UMass. Nope. Penn State Northwestern. These are close. These are games that are going to be either close or just somehow, some way break out. Here's a very, very solid choice. Tulsa and Central Florida. At Tulsa, minus 17. That will probably be one of mine because I'm almost certain that minus 17 is going to happen, especially against Central Florida. Houston was a minus 20 on Central Florida, and they won by like 40 points. They give too many teams in that division the benefit of doubt to be able to stop other teams, and Central Florida has absolutely no offense. Like I said about SMU's defense staying in the locker room and holding hands, singing "Kumbaya." That's about what Central Florida's offense does, and about half their defense. I think there's only like 3 players on the whole field that actually give a crap about football. Notre Dame, Pittsburgh, minus 9.5. I definitely would not put any money on that game. Oh my gosh, that's too close to call. Pittsburgh and Notre Dame. That could go either way. I know Notre Dame's undefeated, but at Pittsburgh, they're coming off of 2 losses. That's especially that one. I definitely would not pick that, especially from what I've seen against Temple. Syracuse and Louisville. Louisville minus 14. That's I don't think that's too solid of a choice. Minus 525 for the game. Yeah, that's probably solid. North Carolina State, Boston College. Okay, they're playing at Boston College. I wouldn't put any money on that unless it's an over/under. I'd definitely pick over 38. Boston College is known for their defense, but against North Carolina State, there's absolutely no way you're going to limit them to 20-something points. Or limit them under 20. There's no way. If you do, you have accomplished something really, really good. That's why teams like Duke, Georgia Tech, Miami, Florida State, they can outscore North Carolina State. That's why North Carolina State is as low as they are. We got Stanford, Colorado, minus 16. Stanford at Colorado. Just Stanford straight up, because Stanford will beat them pretty bad, I believe, but the minus 850 is probably the safe way to go. Lafayette, Georgia State at Georgia State. That minus 2 Lafayette, that's more than likely going to be a minus 20, minus 25. I don't see Georgia State holding on. Eastern Michigan, Miami, Ohio. I would never put money on Eastern Michigan. I'd always put it against them, even though Miami, Ohio is pretty darn bad. Still don't think Eastern Michigan can win a game. Same thing about the next team. Colorado State, Wyoming. Colorado State minus 10.5 at Wyoming. Wyoming's won in so many losses for the century. Let's see. Get a minus 425 for Colorado State. That's definitely going to happen. Colorado State will definitely win that game straight up. Here's a good one. Virginia, Miami. This is Miami, Florida, not Miami, Ohio. But Miami is minus 6 at home to Virginia. That is more than likely going to happen. I'll see. South Alabama at home to Idaho, minus 9.5. I don't see how they only get 9.5. That should be 20, 30 points right there. Idaho is one of the worst 1A teams there are in the nation. They're terrible. Iowa, Indiana. Oh my God, this is crazy. Minus 7 at Indiana. Iowa's 8-0. Indiana's 4-4. Iowa's not going to lose a single game in their division. They won't. It'll come down to them and Ohio State at the end. So that minus 7 is a very solid bet. But if you wanted to go straight up, minus 285, that's more than likely what I'm going to put all my money on tomorrow. Let's see. We got Cincinnati and Houston. Houston minus 9 to Cincinnati. That is going to be a humdinger of a game right there. Man, I wish I wasn't working. But, you know, it's something to do. Sometimes I get bored during the week. Minus 9, Houston. It depends on who's quarterbacking. If Brent Kill quarterbacks for Cincinnati, Houston will definitely break 9. If their backup that played against Memphis, Hayden Moore, if he plays, Cincinnati can keep that a close game. I'll see how they think Brent Kill could possibly be any better than Hayden Moore. Hayden Moore is just dead accurate on the throw. Who cares what Brent Kill can do on his feet? You got Rutgers. Of course, Michigan's going to be minus 24 against Rutgers. Rutgers couldn't score on North Forsyth High School where I went to school. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, minus 24 might be a little overdoing it, but they're just assuming Rutgers isn't going to score a point. Well, I shouldn't say that. Their over and under is 49. I don't know how they expect Rutgers to score enough points to make that over-under. I'd go with the under on that one, unless Michigan, for some reason, scores 30, 40 points on them. But that straight up minus 2,100, that's a definite. I'm putting my money on that. I'll probably parlay that one in Iowa. I'll do a lot of the parlays for the games that I know are going to happen straight up. Army, Air Force. Air Force by minus... Oh, no. That's going to be a 30-point win for Air Force. Are you kidding me? Minus 825. Well, over and under's 50. I mean, you never tell what Army's going to do. Air Force is going to run all over them. Air Force has got one of the best running offenses in the nation. It's absolutely amazing what they can do. I could compare theirs, not to Baylor, but pretty darn close. How about we compare it to Texas Tech? All right, Utah State, New Mexico. I definitely would never, ever put my money on Utah State or anything to do with them because they are one of the most inconsistent teams in the nation. They one week they're playing Boise State, and Boise State has 8 turnovers, scores 26 points, and they needed 29 to be their over/under. And then Utah State beats them 52-26. Next week, San Diego State comes in and beats them 40-13 or something like that. Are you kidding me? This is so inconsistent. So I definitely wouldn't do anything with Utah State. TCU, Oklahoma State. This one is one that people are asking me, why do I favor one team over the other? And I'm favoring Oklahoma State. And here's why. Oklahoma State is one of the best, if not the best teams in the nation in one category. From my not from statistics, from my visualization, they're one of the best in one thing: quarterback spies. If you watch the middle linebacker, you watch what he does on a spy. He never takes his eyes off the quarterback, does not care who's blocking him. His eyes are solely focused on the quarterback. He's looking at his eyes the whole time. And then he gets his feet planted, kind of set, getting ready to go. You'll notice that whenever they play against TCU. That's why I don't think Trevon Boykin's going to get so many running yards as much. He's more going to have to go in the air, just hand it off. But this guy's so good at just reading the like option plays, so it's gonna have to be done in the air if TCU wants to blow away with this game. But I still think it's gonna be close enough to call a spread. Probably not. Do I think Oklahoma wins at home? Yes. Am I putting money on it? You bet. Florida State, Clemson. Of course, we got Clemson undefeated, ranked #1 thanks to the playoff polls. Florida State no longer has their Jameis or famous Jameis, so them and their loss to Georgia Tech is pretty bad. But Georgia Tech is one of those teams, like if you ever played against the triple option, it's very weird because triple option can get completely destroyed one day and just absolutely dominate another. That's what is so bad about the triple option, is it's so inconsistent unless you're playing against the right defense, because specific defenses aren't made for specific offenses. Most of them have more weaknesses than strengths against one, and one have more strengths rather than weaknesses against the other. That's why you see what you do against some of these teams. And a lot of the teams that are the set dime and nickel packages, like the dime 326, the nickel 155 prowl, those types of sets are very, very helpful against the triple option because they stack a bunch of players on the line, getting ready for pretty much anything that happens between the running back and the quarterback, because more of the time they're going to run it than pass it. And that's why teams like Florida State, who focus on a cover 2, cover 3 sets, that's basically what they worked on their entire season. And now you're trying to run smokes, you're trying to run fires, you're trying to blitz specific gaps. It's just not going to work against teams like Georgia Tech. So Clemson, yes, Florida State does not have near enough defense to keep up with Clemson, so that will be a guaranteed win at home. Not saying I'm going to guarantee it, but if things work as planned, they'll win that game. Wisconsin, Maryland. Wisconsin no longer has their standout, Monte Bell. Or Monte Ball, sorry. I cannot say his name to save my life. Anyway, so Wisconsin should win that by 10.5 pretty easily, but they're more than like gonna win straight up on that game. Here's one where I don't think the spread's high enough. North Texas, Louisiana Tech. -30, Louisiana Tech. You can't make that spread high enough. Louisiana Tech could win by 50 points in that game. I mean, North Texas has the specific sets that you watch them do, even though they're hardly ever on TV. If they'll watch ESPN or do a lot of watching replays, you'll notice a lot of times where their coverage doesn't cover specific areas, and Louisiana Tech is pretty darn good at catching corners and stuff off guard. Their quarterback, if you watch, he usually always takes his head from here, scans the field, and then he'll basically like process it like that in his head. I don't know how he does it, but that's how he does it. Now, are they that good? Absolutely not. Because sometimes when you do that, you make mistakes. And sometimes you don't account for specific guides and coverage. So Louisiana Monroe Troy, I definitely would not put money on that game. Marshall Middle Tennessee last year, sure, I'd put money on Marshall. This year, absolutely not. Arkansas Mississippi, I wouldn't put money on that game. Any team in the SEC West can beat the other. That's just how competitive they are. Arizona State, Washington State. No, wouldn't do it. New Mexico State, Texas State. After what happened last night with Arkansas State, Appalachian State, I definitely would not do that because nobody expected it to be as bad as it was. I expected them to win. I just didn't expect Appalachian State to get crushed that badly. Even though they were favored. Thank God I had my money on that game. Let's see, Connecticut, Tulane. Tulane should be able to cover that plus 6.5 against Connecticut. They're not that good of a team, but they should be able to cover that. Connecticut's never been that good of a defensive team. Tulane should be able to get a couple points and keep that game pretty close. Keep it under 47.5 total. Tennessee, South Carolina, I definitely have Tennessee straight up. There's no way South Carolina can possibly keep up with what Tennessee has right now. UCLA, Oregon State. This one I don't want to say for sure because what Oregon State did with Stanford earlier this year, you can never tell about UCLA. They have a great offense, but their defense is not as impressive as we'd like them to be. Of course, what happened with BYU, of course, BYU doesn't have the offense to work around, so UCLA can just pretty much just run up the score. However, BYU's defense is, higher than subpar, so that's why they didn't score as many points, but UCLA's defense can keep up enough with some of those subpar offenses that you see. And of course, keep it a close game, but usually UCLA will run away with stuff like that. Would I expect this to go minus 17? Absolutely not. The minus 825 for the game? Sure. Hawaii and UNLV. Take UNLV straight up. Minus 380. Hawaii is 0 for the century. They suck. Iowa State, Oklahoma. I can't say for sure minus 24, but there's no straight up figure here. That sucks. Navy, Memphis. This should easily be a part where Memphis and Navy are two really good teams offensively. They're higher than par defensively, so it should be a really good game. Do I think Memphis comes away with it? Of course. So I'd put Memphis winning the game, but I wouldn't take them doing a minus 8.5 spread. Old Dominion, Texas, San Antonio, don't touch it. Michigan State, Nebraska. Michigan State straight up. This absolutely will not be a loss for Michigan State. They would not lose this game to Nebraska. There's no way, no how. I don't see how that figure is that low. South Florida, Eastern Carolina. That one's a tough game to call. Skip it. Utah, Washington. I don't know how they think Washington's going to win at home minus 1.5. I don't see how that's even possible. Utah's going to run away with that game. What are they thinking? Is someone injured that I don't know about for Utah? Let's see, Auburn, Texas A&M. You have Texas A&M minus 7 Auburn. I wouldn't touch that game. I don't touch SEC games unless I'm pretty sure what's going to happen. Kansas, Texas, of course. Kansas is about the worst team in the Big 12 because they play everybody who scores points, and they can't score points themselves. There's no option for straight up on that one. That sucks. Of course, they haven't done it with Kansas in any of the teams they've played, hardly. LSU, Alabama. Alabama's favored 7 at home. Now, here is something very, very important to remember. LSU 8-0, Alabama 7-1. The thing to remember is that LSU is undefeated with a sophomore running back who is in the Heisman race. Alabama lost to Ole Miss, who is currently sitting at a 2-loss, and all of the games they've played, they have not done their part to look spectacular in the fashions they did. Teams like Baylor have looked spectacular in the games that they were supposed to win badly. They beat the living crap out of people. So even though it's at Tuscaloosa, I would still take LSU straight up in this match. Most people don't see how that's possible. I believe that right here is where Alabama loses their second game and loses all hopes of the playoffs. And I don't even think Alabama should be number 4. I really don't think they should be number 4. They are not a number 4 team. They have not played like a number 4 team. Then you have Minnesota, Ohio State. That one right there, I don't even understand why they're allowing you to pick the winner straight up. I mean, everybody in the nation would pick Ohio State. It's not like anybody's going to actually think Minnesota can possibly win that game. Do they really think someone would ever pick Minnesota to win straight up? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Arizona, oh my God. Has Arizona USC minus 19 USC, then there's no way USC is going to win that game by 19 points. I don't see how that's even possible. Arizona keeps a split offense on the field. Their offense likes to waste the clock. They just like to keep the time running. They've never been a team that likes to pass it and get out of bounds. Unless, of course, at the end of the game they got to get points. They've always been like a triple option team without the triple option. They've always loved to keep games going and keep time going, so things are always close. I don't see how in the world that could be 19 points. I'll probably do that by itself. Plus 19. I don't see how in the world Arizona could lose by 19 points. Do I think they're going to lose? Definitely. Cal, Oregon, I wouldn't put money on that game. All right, so that's pretty much all of them. I know Pokemon fans, you got really bored with that, and you probably left right in the middle. Of course, there's a lot of you who talk to me all the time, want to know what my opinions are on the games. You just got them. But let's see, as of right now, it's 8:01 on Friday. Temple Southern Methodist is on right now. Rice and UTEP, which is Texas El Paso, is on right now. Let's see what they're going to do. I'm going to go to live betting to see what they've got going. Some of them usually have drive props. Let's see. Let's see if any of them do have drive props. Oh yes, wow. First drive result. Okay. Team to score first. Oh my gosh, someone must have already scored in that game. It's frozen. Jeez Louise. Let's see what Temple SMU is. Okay, so this one doesn't look like it's going to give you drive props. It looks like Rice UTEP's going to do drive props. Of course, no one's going to watch this before, the games are off, so I probably won't spend any time on Rice and UTEP because I know almost nothing about Texas El Paso. I refuse to watch a team that absolutely sucks unless they're playing someone who's absolutely wonderful. Like, if they're playing Baylor, sure. Texas El Paso versus Baylor, who is in Texas. Of course I'd watch that matchup because I love watching Baylor. I like watching them destroy people. If they were playing UTEP, they'd win 80-something to nothing. Let's see. What do I think is going to happen? Yeah. But yeah, this is basically just absolutely ridiculous. I mean, Temple's obviously going to win this game. And then those games on tomorrow, like I said, I told you exactly what I think is going to happen. But what you choose, if you decide to put money, that's basically what you think. So, whatever you think, just go for it. But I'll just say this: if there's games that are pretty much, I am more than certain are going to happen. Arizona plus 19. I'm not certain how they got that figure. You have Iowa straight up, Ohio State straight up, just the obvious ones straight up. I mean, some of them that are pretty big aren't obvious. Some of them that are really big are very obvious. But anyway, I mean, you could pretty much tell what a team's going to do based on watching them in the previous sessions. But anyway, that's pretty much all I got to say on the sports matter. Another matter. Of course, you guys know about my arm. I can't really twist it. You guys can see where I have that on my arm where there's no bone, and that right there where they put screws in. Anyway, I'm still trying to find someone in the nation, who does stem cell research, try to duplicate my bone cells and reinsert them so I'll have a fully functioning arm again. And I could probably play defensive line for semi-pro and possibly get into the pros, or if I can't, then I'll probably have to just drop like 70 pounds and play receiver. Be the only way I could play football. I can catch with an arm, but I cannot push a guy back with no bone in my arm. But anyway, on another note, you guys my Pokemon fans, you guys remember my Mega Gardevoir deck that I had a long time ago. Said I was going to sleeve it and play it. Anyway, yeah, I pretty much just absolutely love this. And some of the cards that are like that, yeah, it's because I was at work and I was like, I prefer something else. It's like, and yeah, and I'm like, I don't have the card with me. So I just flipped it the other way. I haven't gotten around to do anything yet, so. But anyway, guys, it's 8:05. I gotta be watching Temple beat the living crap out of SMU, so. And oh, one thing to think about before you see it, like I'm telling you this before you see it, SMU's quarterback is the only person who does anything on that team. And I mean anything. Um, I'm sure one of the weirdest things, oh my gosh. Um, yeah, one of the weirdest things is Davis, who is SMU's quarterback. He's going to be the one that scores pretty much every point in this game. He does the rushing, he does passing, but mostly he does like all the rushing. It's absolutely weird. It's like Kansas State last night versus Baylor, where Kansas State actually held Baylor under 40 points, which I cannot believe. Even with a freshman quarterback, you could see that freshman quarterback, he threw the ball, he was on target almost every time. So, I don't know. I guess the defense was too worn out. I don't know. But anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys don't want to, keep hearing my voice unless you absolutely just love it. So you basically just watch the videos over and over again because you absolutely love seeing my face. I can't do a exclamation mark to save my life, so I don't know how to do it. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Post any comments you have in the comment section down below. And if you have any thing not related to the video, just shoot me an email at shifty14326@gmail.com. And one day later this week or next week, I'll try to get up a video that I was working on. I was working on the mathematics involved in Pokemon, basically the statistics behind the game. So look for that if I don't get anything out before the case opening of Breakthrough. But anyway, guys, I hope you had as much fun as I had, and I'll see you guys next time at Shifty's Club.